Good morning, traders. How was your week? Let me know in the comments, and I'm so curious to read each comments. But let's start it immediately with this new format. This is a weekly released video, and it will be a review of the major best trade setup of the week in the weekend. So in this way you can study this chart and focus on it. I will show you completely in a completely transparent way all the setup that I use each day, each week, each month to win at this game. It will be a non-cut video, so really straightforward and so easy to record, easy to listen. The first thing that I look for in the new week is I have any peak formation high or low in place, and we have the failed breakout that is confirmed on a day 2. So day 1, day 2, this is the 3-day cycle. I'm looking for the 3-day cycle as a main setup. The 3-day cycle, when I have the day 1 and day 2 printed, I look for the range of the day 1, and this is simply a custom Fibonacci tool and help me to comprehend in which way the market is going, where they can fail, where they can blow off. In this case, we have 1, 2, 3 level involved on a day 1. Obviously, we take this measure for the next day, and the next day expand the range and pulls back into the 3rd level, so breaks in the 4th, pull back into the 3rd level and consolidate into the 3rd, between the 3rd and the 4th level, down low. And then in London we have the pump, pull back for the continuation blow off trade. This is a breakout pullback, and again breakout pullback for the continuation. If this market wants to reverse, they come up here and consolidate up high for the dump and pump template. Instead, in this case, we have the breakout pullback continuation. This is a trade setup, and this is a 1 to 5.5 trade. Amazing trade in US, only down for the short trade and they blow off. The target, minimum target, is down here to complete the expansion of the 4th box. When there is a setup, the entry is really simple. I know that if this market breaks out from this consolidation and pulls back inside, I can enter in this market short because is simple, a trend trade, a blow off, bang, bang, bang. This is a blow off. They put the high in place, they consolidate underneath the peak formation high the 1st hour immediately. Also in the 30-minute chart we have the lower low, they pumps up and they dump for the entry 8:30, and they dump, they go only down, and they goes only down for the expansion. This is also in the 30-minute chart, 13 pips, 75 minimum. Then you can leave a trailer for squeeze as more as possible from this trade, and this trade blow off completely. This is the first trade. We have another 9 trade to review, so move on to the next chart. We have British pound USD. In this case, I arrive in the new week and I don't have any sign of peak formation, so I simply wait. The market breaks out on Monday, pulls back and trigger the low. When they trigger the low, I think immediately 3-day setup. I measure the day 1 failed breakout when the low is took out, the peak formation high, and they break it into the 4th level, 1, 2, 3, into the 4th level and pulls back inside. And in this case, you can notice that there isn't any consolidation at the level here, any consolidation, no consolidation. The market start to move back up, and we are inside in London, so obviously no trade, there is no pump, there is no consolidation down low, there is nothing. In fact, the market pumps up and consolidates here above the 2nd level. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. This is the second level, the middle, the midpoint of this range, this 100 pip box. This is like 100 pip box, okay? And in the US session, we have a lower low, an inside bar, and the higher high. When this candle is printed, we have the higher high, the dump. Even in the 30-minute chart, we can enter here, dump and pump, for the dump and pump template. This is a trade setup, day zero setup. Continue to move up in the next day and give us another opportunity to enter long in the market when here we have a peak formation low that is confirmed on the next day. So we can repeat this process. Okay, they closes, we have 3 level, 4, 5. In the 5th level up high, and then continue to go higher for a scalp trade here, and the news complete the setup, but this is the max level for this setup, so I can trade this long in London because it's a day 3, day 1, day 2, and day 3 is blow off move. We have the higher high, they dump. I can enter here safely, aiming the high, this level. We can imagine this as a 100 pip box, okay, 4th level. The 4th level is the 100 pip box, and then they closes outside and they expand again. So we have at least another 50 pip box, and then it can blow off. This is the last third that I aim. And this market continued to go higher, and now we have day 1, day 2, day 3 that blows off and continue to move higher again. So amazing trade setup. Save this trade setup because you can use it each week to trade the market in the same exactly way. EuroCAD, we have the peak formation high, not really clear on Monday, that pulls back, but it seems it doesn't break never. Also here it breaks, so now we have a failed breakout, a breakout of the low. So peak formation high breaks out and pulls back inside. 1, 2, 3, 4 level, 100 pip box. Same process every time. And we have the consolidation here in the second level. First, second level, third, this is the 4th level. They pull back into the third, they pull back into the second for the pump, dump and pump template. And this is an amazing trade. We have the higher high in the first hour. We can take a closer look to this. We have the higher high, but we can notice that there is no dump also in the 30-minute chart, because the dump happened in the next 30 minutes. And at this point I can enter here for the 1 to 5. This is an amazing trade, dump, pump. Move on to the next pair. This is Platinum USD, and this is really an amazing trade setup. From the past week, we have the peak formation high that is confirmed on Tuesday, the breakout pullback. We can measure and we can notice that we have obviously the 100 pip box, and this market breaks again through the 4th and goes into the 5th level. They pull back inside, they retest the low. This becomes the peak formation low outside of the 100 pip box. They retest the low, they pulse back inside, and we have the dump for the pump. This is a trade setup. Day 1, day 2, peak formation low, retest the peak formation low, higher high, dump and pump. But the day 3 remain on the inside, and it means the day after is again a day 3, and this market retest again the low, pulls back inside, retest again before the session, higher high in the first 15 minutes, 30 minutes of the session for the dump. You can see it. This This is a higher high and they dump into the low, trap trader short for the news that explode and give us the entry for the last leg of this move up. This is the first target, the last peak formation, the next level, the 50% level of this box. This is an amazing trade setup, 2 trade setup in 2 days, day 1, day 2, day 3, that remain on the inside, retest the low for the pump, dump and pump template. The silver give us an amazing trade in Asia, the only trade in Asia for this week, in my opinion, the really big trade, and we have nothing until Thursday that breaks out. And so look at this, that breaks out, pull back and break the low of the day. We can be more precise. These, when they break higher, become the peak formation low for the day 1, day 2, and so the next day is the day 3. I measure, as always, the day 1. Where is my 100 pip box? We have the 100 pip box. The market goes through the 100 pip box, 50 pips, so 50, 50, 50, and makes the peak formation high above the third 50 pip level, and pulls back inside, lower low immediately in the first 2 hours of Asia for the pump. You can see lower low for the pump and dump, and the blow off. Also this trade 1 to 5, 1 to 6. Amazing trade setup. This is a trade setup that you can use again, again, and again. We have the gold. I already analyzed it, but it's really simple, this trade. We have the failed breakout at the low, failed breakout that is confirmed on the next day, and now we can measure this range, and we don't have nothing because here we have day 1, day 2, and they closes up high with the peak formation high, but the news goes up with 1 candle up high. I'm not interested to short a market that breaks high like that. This is a wrong behavior of price for a short trade, obviously, and the market pumps up. So now we have day 1, day 2, day 3 that closes in breakout. You can notice that they closes above the last level. This is the last level that I use. If the market breaks higher, this is a breakout market. So breakout, pullback, we're into the high of this larger box. Breakout, pullback for the pump, 1 to 5 at least to the high of the day. Amazing trade setup for the gold. Very similar to the EuroCAD trade that before we don't see it. We have the breakout that fail day 1, day 2. We have the breakout of the entire box. This is the last level. We have the breakout, the pullback for the continuation. Same exactly trade, same trade. This is less explosive because it's formed not in a common way, because on usual we have the dump and retest for the pump, breakout, pullback. Instead, in this case, we have this channel short for the pump, can blow off on Monday or completely reverse. We have the DAX that give us an amazing trade in US on Friday, and this market, on Friday there is a peak formation high that took in the day itself the low. I'm not interested in a 3 session, but this is a 3 session because breaks out, pullback, and breaks the low, confirm immediately the day 1. So this become day 1, this become day 2. We are at the low for the pump, dump and pump template, but I'm not interested in that. I'm looking for the 3-day setup, 3-day cycle and we have the breakout of the low, the top trader short, and the pulse back inside, breaking the high of the day. But then the next day breaks down, so this becomes the peak formation high and the day one. So I measure the day one. This market dump it down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the sixth level, so 50, 50, and 50. In order to have a buy low setup, I want the peak formation low below the last level, so down here, but we don't have nothing. So at this point, I want the consolidation into the second level, and we have this market that pumps up inside and they consolidate for the explosion and the continuation in the next day. But the real trade happened on Friday. We have the breakout, the pulse back inside, day one, day two, where they closes in the fourth level, and as a previous example, the market makes the higher high. They dump, we can give a closer look to this. They dump, higher high. It become a doji. It means dump and pump for the range expansion to reach at least the next level. This is an amazing trade setup with the major size possible to enter in this market. We can notice also that we have the 100 pip box when arrive in the day 2, day 1, day 2, and we are in the fourth level, so inside at the 100 pip box, and then with the market, and then the market evolves and continues to go higher, so higher into the fifth level and closes outside. Before the US session, we are outside. This is the last candle, this white candle, and they dump into the low, into the peak formation low for the higher high dump and pump. Amazing trade setup to reach at least 1/3 of expansion and possible another 50 pips level. Amazing trade setup. And last but not for the size of the trade, the Nasdaq, similar trade to another that we looked previously. We have the failed breakout at the low that is confirmed when they break higher, and at this point I measure, and we have basically all the level involved. Okay, the last 50, now we have 50, 50, and 50. In the first hour they breaks out in the last level available and pulls back inside. It can be a pump, peak formation high. We have the lower low and closes as a doji. It means lower low, pump and dump for the blow off. To be honest, I took this trade and I closed it here in this zone. I wasn't expected that this market blow off like that through the low of the week, but it can happen when the setup is really well designed, and this is a normal trading week. There is no special thing, there is no exceptional things. If you have the setup, and for example, if you want find something in your bag, in your pocket, in your wherever, you must know what you search, no? So trader, thank you for the attention. See you the next week.